Creepshow, issue number 1 from Image Comics. Now you might be wondering, issue number 1, didn't you do a Creepshow issue number 1 like last year? Yeah, I guess they're doing a volume 2. I don't know why they don't just continue the numbering, especially since volume 1 was only like a few issues. Whatever. So yeah, we get 2 segments like always. We got Make Your Choice by Garth Ennis, and we got Fossil Record by PHIL Hestes. So we're going to be focusing on Make Your Choice. So we have our main character, Wesley, and Wesley is highly religious, super Christian, because, you know, we always have to kind of mock Christianity, I guess. That's the only religion we can make fun of. But he's on the toilet, he's crapping, and he ends up crapping out a baby. And of course, he's like freaking out, like, what the hell's going on? And the baby is like, you know, feed me, clothe me, raise me. And he's just cussing up a storm. And his wife is like, what the hell's wrong with you? And he tries to show her his poop baby. And his wife's like, there's nothing there. And so as he goes about his life, this poop baby keeps showing up. It shows up on his steering wheel. He farts and it comes out. We even have a moment where he belches and it falls out of his mouth onto the Bible that he's reading. And so he just keeps seeing visions of this poop baby everywhere. And eventually the doorbell rings and he goes to answer it. And he just sees a giant army of these babies. And the babies are all yelling like, you know, feed me, clothe me, raise me, tell us all the things you did. And he's like freaking out and he's confessing to these babies the things that he did. And one of the things he did is he burned down an abortion clinic. I don't know if he burned it down himself, but he convinced 2 people to burn it down. He's very anti-abortion, very hardcore Christian. And yeah, I guess maybe him burning it down caused some people to die. And that's like not enough. So he like lets slip that, you know, I didn't mean for it to happen. He mentions the name Jessica. And his wife kind of is a little bit weirded out. And things start falling into place. And she questions Wesley about what happened to Jessica. Because the story that he got was that she ended up getting pregnant by some boy on the football team. And her dead body was found in the basement with like needles and like knitting needles and stuff. And it turns out that what happened was that when his daughter came of age, he forced himself on her and she got pregnant. And obviously he couldn't take her to an abortion clinic because he's very well known in the town for being anti-abortion, being, you know, very Christian and stuff. And so he would like lose his standing, he would be shamed. So he decided to perform the operation on his own daughter himself. And of course, she died during the process. And he hid this. And now that it's come out, his wife takes a gun and blasts his brains out. And that's how that segment ends. So yeah, it basically turns from a poop baby into a incest grape story into a wife shooting her husband in the end. Leave it to Garth Ennis to just give us some effed up, edgy stuff. I don't know, man. Here's the thing. I'm not really a big fan of Garth Ennis. I've liked maybe like 2 things from Garth Ennis. I liked his Ghost Rider stuff, and I liked Shadow Man when he did like the first 4 issues of Shadow Man after was it Acclaim bought the rights to it. It is kind of weird how they like completely rebooted that series. Like it started off as like a jazz musician who got bit by a vampire, and then it becomes like this whole like undead assassin voodoo thing. But yeah, I liked his stuff there. Everything else I just find too over the top edgy. It kind of reminds me of oh god, what was his name? Something Miller, where it's just like over the top for the sake of being over the top, edgy for the sake of being edgy. And I just don't find it all that interesting. Like The Boys. Garth Ennis did The Boys, right? I don't find The Boys all that interesting. I read some of the issues. It was kind of lame. I watched some of the TV show. And I thought the TV show was better than the comics. But it's still not really my thing. And that's just, I don't know. To me, it feels like an edgy, emo teenager trying to write something to just piss off the man, to piss off the teachers, to piss off the parents. Like, oh, look how kooky and crazy and over the top disgusting I can be. And that's pretty much Garth Ennis' comic book career, in my opinion. Disagree with me if you want. I know I have some takes that some people might not really like. Like, I find Alan Moore to be highly overrated, and I find The Watchmen to be absolute garbage. So, yeah, I have comic book takes that kind of go against popular belief. Feel free to hate on them as much as you want. But, yeah, I'm not a fan of Garth Ennis. Didn't care for this story. It was just boring, annoying. It was just really kind of boring, and I kind of guessed where it was going, like halfway through it, especially when like the daughter's photo randomly pops up out of nowhere. It's like, oh, why is this photo of the wife and daughter in the foreground for no apparent reason? Oh, it's because the dad did something to the daughter. Okay. It didn't really take Sherlock Holmes to guess where the plot was going. And yeah, we just got evil Christian dad does evil, unspeakable things to his daughter, and then his wife blows his brains out. There you go. We also got to throw in some, abortion stuff in there as well, just to piss off even more people. Don't you enjoy this kind of stuff? And it's like, The other story is Fossil Record by PHIL Hester. I don't know who PHIL Hester is. This is like the first time I've ever seen that name. I actually enjoyed this one. I'm not going to spoil it all, because I usually tend not to spoil entire comics. But this one has a very Lovecraft vibe, which I absolutely love, because I freaking love H.P. Lovecraft stories. So we start off with this guy named August, and he's at his mom's funeral, and he's like reading out this poem. And the poem is basically about how, why are we burying things in the ground when God is up in the sky above? We should be burning the flesh and sending our smoke towards heaven. And he's just like kind of saying that he's basically ruining the funeral. Like everyone's just kind of like against his little speech. And it turns out that the speech is a poem by this guy named Dr. Heinrich. And Dr. Heinrich is a paleontologist, just like August is. And he used to work at this university, and eventually he was like discovering something about like these fossil bugs or whatever. And he had like this theory, and then the theory drove him insane, and he ended up leaving, and this guy kind of like took over his spot. And August is like, my research has not only proven that Heinrich was right, like Heinrich had this theory, and my work has proved that it's not just a theory, but it's a fact. And it's that like there's these like basically like the bugs that are fossilized, they're not fossilized because of nature, but they're fossilized by another predator. It's a predator that when it attacks, it like hollows out your inside and it fossilizes your exterior. And he discovers that this thing is real, and that they might still be on Earth today. And so he tries to track down Heinrich, because Heinrich has moved away from society, and he's moved closer to cemeteries. And August is trying to figure out, why is he closer to cemeteries? What does this have to do with this ancient predator that fossilizes its prey? And yeah, it gets more and more like just kind of creepy and out there, and I don't want to spoil everything, but it was great. I liked it. I liked the second story a lot. It's straight up H.P. Lovecraft with like the whole like eldritch ancient horror, things that humans can't really understand. And then once humans start to kind of discover it, they like start losing themselves into madness. Heinrich lost himself to madness. August seems to be going down that path. And then it becomes this whole like story of like, is what he's experiencing real? Is his theories real? Or is it just he's falling into madness and everything around him is fake and just a bout of craziness? And the story just keeps on going from there. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. So kind of like I think even Creepshow issue number 1 that I did last year, the year before, I basically said that the story was like a tale of two halves, where one half was really good because he had like one really good segment and then one kind of terrible segment. That's basically what this is. This is once again a tale of two halves, where the first half kind of crap, just kind of lame Garth Ennis, edgy boy nonsense. And then the second half is awesome. It's just like awesome Lovecraftian kind of eldritch horror madness kind of story. Yeah, I enjoyed the second one a lot. First one, not really, as you can probably guess. But there you go. There's Creepshow, issue number 1. Or I should say Creepshow Volume 2, issue number 1 by Image Comics. Yeah, I don't know if I would say recommend, because you're getting half of a really good issue and then half of a, in my opinion, terrible issue. So yeah, I'm not sure if I can recommend it. But yeah, Tale of Two Halves, crappy first segment, really good second segment. There you go. There's Creepshow. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you next time. Take care. Later. So what'd you guys think of that video? I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit that bell for a notification, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlist that you guys see, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.